I don't exactly know what's going on here, but it seems to be an all-out war. Fedora guy is there, and some lady, she says she taught PE at Hope Peak Academy, which is what they're at war with. And when I mean war, I mean actually war. Like, Fedora guy and this lady has like army clothes on, literal guns. Like, yeah, they're actually at war with the school. I'm guessing this, before I even go any further and find out, I'm gonna say right here that this is probably when Makoto and everyone was in the school. And I think at one point in like one of the class trials, Monokuma or Junko at the end of the game probably mentioned that there's someone actually was trying to get them out of the school, but it was like something you know, you guys can tell me because it's kind of blank right now. I need to replay the first game probably. Okay, so the lady got obliterated by a cannon from the school, and Fedora guy stands up, sees what happened, and he stands up and says Kyoko-chan, which I'm guessing means that yes, or maybe yes, that this does take place during what's happening right here is taking place during the first game. Which means the walls in the school must be really good soundproofing. Must have really good soundproofing, because there's a lot of gunshots to not hear from the inside. We see Hagakure again, and he's being shot at. Who really cares about Hagakure right now? Okay, so the helicopter that was chasing Hagakure got blown up by, guess who? Byakuya, inside the Future Foundation's helicopter. We go to Makoto, and he's still talking to Komaru. They just talk about how much better of people they are. Okay, so Asahina and Makoto actually uses their brains and actually find out that yes, Gekugahara is a robot. About time. And so they go into the hallway, and guess who's there to meet them? Mudakata. Not a face they want to see right now. Okay, so Gekugahara came out of nowhere and got her head cut off, and then she used her wheelchair. Well, the robot Gekugahara used her wheelchair as a mech suit? Excuse me, where is this going? So now Mudakata and robot, should I say mech Gekugahara is now fighting. And then Mudakata does some weird thing with his sword where I guess it powers up or whatever. You know, this series has took quite the turn. You know, it went from mystery solving and class trials and stuff. Now you have guys with fire swords and robots that have mechs. We go back to KYOKO again. We see that KYOKO is actually looking for something in the bookshelves, and from what we saw a few episodes ago, some episodes ago, we see that something is behind those bookshelves, and that's the Monokuma door that we saw some time ago. Let's just see if KYOKO can find it. Alright, so Fedora guy is on to, I forgot her name, what's her face? You know, pastry girl. He's on to her. He's talking about how she actually tried to make her own little organization out of younger members of Future Foundation or something like that. Whatever. She tried to make her own little organization. And then I guess Fedora guy knew who's behind the door, and the doors bust open, and hey, guess who? Sakakura out of nowhere. Sakakura comes in, and quite calmly he says that you know, he's gonna have to get rid of everybody for Mudakata and stuff like that. As in, I'm guessing kill them. I don't think anybody even in the room even cares about Mudakata at this point. I don't think they're worried about him. We go back to Byakuya, and Hagakure is moving some boxes, and after that, Byakuya actually spills the beans to Hagakure about what's going on inside the building, because Hagakure mentioned that, you know, Makoto and the others might be safer inside the building. Again, he knows nothing. He's oblivious to everything that is happening. Well, I thought he was going to spill the beans to Hagakure, but he just says he'll just save everyone. I'm guessing he'll tell him later. Go back to KYOKO and the others, and Sakakura literally did beat up everybody. Not to death, but I'm thinking he's close to doing that. Alright, so Fedora guy protects KYOKO after Sakakura tried to kill him, We all know why Fedora guy did that. It's because I'm thinking he's fulfilling his promise that Jin Kirigiri told him back in, I think, in the last episode of Despair Arc, that Jin Kirigiri told Fedora guy to, you know, watch over KYOKO if anything ever happens to him. So since Jin is gone, like, Fedora guy is, you know, trying to fulfill his promise to Jin. Fedora guy mentions that Sakakura never punched anyone. I've noticed that too. He's never punched anyone. You say that he did punch somebody because of Despair Arc, but this is Future Arc. He never punched somebody in Future, which leads me to guess that's his hidden action. So Sakakura's hidden action is he can't hit someone directly, which is basically he can't punch someone, basically. Fedora guy shows his, and his hidden action is he can't open his left hand, so he has to keep it in a fist. That's a weird hidden action. So Fedora guy is getting to Sakakura's head, talking about stuff like, you know, since Chisa's gone, Mudokata ain't got no one to rely on but, you know, Sakakura himself. And he's saying like a bunch of other stuff like that's getting to Sakakura's head. Wait a minute, we see a glimpse. We see a glimpse of the past, and we see Sakakura is like, he's like punched to the ground, and we see Junko like laughing over him. Taking a wild guess here, we're gonna see that real soon, somewhere real soon in Despair Arc. Ooh, Fedora guy smart. He actually knew there was a trap inside the room, which was behind the Monokuma Mona Lisa picture. And there was a giant spear in it, and it went past Fedora guy and directly hit Sakakura in the shoulder. Alright, so Pastry Girl's a dick, and she actually planted a bunch of bombs on the floor. The floor blows up and KYOKO falls. She falls, and Fedora guy catches her, but at the cost of catching her, he had to open his left hand. Opening his left hand means, yes, he got poisoned, and all the poison started going through his left part of his body. As the poison seeped through his body, he lifted KYOKO and saved her from falling into a pit of death. So I guess Fedora guy fulfilled his promise. We see a flashback and we actually get to see baby KYOKO. Kinda baby KYOKO. Small KYOKO. There we go. It's actually the picture we see with Jin Kirigiri lifting up KYOKO, but this is actually what happened at the moment, you know, the not picture. And the person who was taking the picture was Fedora guy. Kizakura, I think his name was. I'm just going to call him Fedora guy. Which leads me to guess that Jin Kirigiri and Fedora guy were friends for a while. Probably to the point where KYOKO could say that, you know, that Fedora guy is like, it's like one of those friendly uncles in a family. Like, they're not blood, but they're like family. We hear Fedora guy say to himself that he fulfilled his promise and he falls into the hole. And that's where I guess he died. I mean, heck, he was a cool guy. Didn't really expect him to die so soon. But then again, I guess it was kind of hinted at in the Despair Arc episode when he said he was going to, that, you know, Jin Kirigiri trusted him with his life, with KYOKO and stuff like that. He had to fulfill his promise, so I guess we did kind of see it coming up, huh? Okay, so I did remember her name is Rorika. Rorika, she's a butt munch. She actually walked up to Sakakura with the spear still inside his shoulder and put some type of pastry, I'm guessing, inside of his mouth for candy, and now he's under her control. I'm guessing that's how she got Blacksmith guy to be like, to hover over her for so many years. But yeah, Sakakura is under her control now, but instead of killing her, Sakakura is going to kill KYOKO and Ryota, which he was already going to do. So Sakakura walks off the wall with the spear still piercing through his body. Okay, so Sakakura broke free from the mind control candy. He rips the spear out of his shoulder. Must really hurt. And then KYOKO goes full detective on us. Didn't get to see this in a while. And KYOKO mentioned that Rurika killed the blacksmith guy. Yay! not really surprising. Kyoko mentions that not only did Ruruka kill her, he died of his hidden action. Wait, what? Wait, so Ruruka didn't kill him? She just... what? She put the knife inside of his body, which was also used to kill Chisa and Great Gozu and Seiko. Okay, so Kyoko says that the knife that was used on Blacksmith Guy is not the same knife, and because the knife was usually around the left, I think it saw the left side of the chest, and there was a lot of blood coming out. But Blacksmith Guy, the knife inside of him was like directly in the middle of his chest, and there was barely any blood. So we find out Blacksmith Guy's hidden action, and his hidden action was eating. And what does he do all the time when he's around Ruruka? Eating her pastries. May I say that Kyoko also licked Blacksmith Guy's saliva. It's disgusting, but let's continue. And then Kyoko mentions the motive. She pulls down one of the bookshelves and reveals the Monokuma door. And the Monokuma door says that it's a secret exit. So Kyoko took a really good educated guess and said that Ruruka's hidden action most likely might be that she can't let people leave the building or the game area or whatever. And that's probably why she had Blacksmith Guy killed, because he was going to use that door to escape, and if he did, she was going to die. So Kyoko was right. Her hidden action is she can't let people leave, because Sakakura said, you know, screw all this. If this is the exit, then I'm out. See ya. I don't really care about anything if this is the exit. So he actually tries to get the door open, and she runs over and tries to stop him. Okay, so as Ryota and Kyoko are running down the hallway away from the bullcrap that is Ruruka and Sakakura, Ryota wanted to know why, you know, Fedora Guy killed himself for Kyoko, and she doesn't know, so I'm guessing she doesn't know about the promise. But then again, of course she wouldn't. Oh, that's pretty much it for this episode, but, you know, besides the fact that Kyoko did a really cool pose while taking off her thingy to her suit, while she took that off, you know, she did a really cool back pose and said, "I'm a detective." That was pretty cool, but besides that, yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Oh, wait, my bad. There's more after the credits. We go back to Byakuya and Hagakure, and they blew up the building. Well, they didn't blow up the building, they blew up a wall to get inside the building, so I'm guessing they blew up the front entrance. So yes, they're now in the building. So one of the Future Foundation guys, employees, whatever, tried to touch something. I guess it was like a mannequin. They touched like a mannequin and it set off an alarm, and I guess it blew up, or something blew up. And from a distant hallway, Asahina and Makoto felt the aftershock of it. They're feeling the tremors of what that bomb did. And what did that bomb do? Well, the entire building is falling. I think this is going to lead to there being an underground part of the building. A few people have theorized that there's like an underground part of the Future Foundation building here. So I'm going to guess that yes, there is an underground facility from this building, or of this building. But that right there is it for the episode, and I'll see you all in the next one. I'll see you all then.